Hello everyone, this is Helen H and welcome to my channel, Moss Cottage. I hope everyone is doing well today. I thought I would just bring you along. I'm working on a sewing journal. This is just the guts. It's going to be a hidden spine journal. And I'm just working on some of the pages here, and I thought I would bring you along because I said that the next time I made a video, I believe I said the next time I was going to make a video, it was going to be about jelly printing and a technique that I learned about jelly printing. And that was my intention to be this video, my next video. However, my desk is such a mess with this sewing journal, and I really want to get as much done on this as I can. And I didn't want to put everything away and then come and have to get it back out, you know, get everything back out again. But there's no room to do a jelly print on this page if I'm also working on this journal. And I know you can probably sympathize with that, right? That, well, some people, you know, are lucky enough to have big enough craft rooms where, I just don't want that sticking out, where, you know, they have stations, which I love, but I'm in a smaller room and I don't have that, so I can't do that. So I'm just going through and doing some decoration. The journal is sewn together and everything. I'm just putting in some decoration and stuff. And I can't put in all the decorations because some of this stuff I want to put in here is going to be sewn in, and I don't have my sewing machine here. So I'm just kind of randomly going through here and trying to figure out. Look at these. These are fun. These are from I think this is I don't think that these are necessarily from a sewing book per se, but more from a craft book that had different kinds of crafts, but it happened to have a section on sewing. So I think maybe one of these ladies would be fabulous on here, and she's tall, so while I'm fussy cutting her, we can just chit chat. So what have I been up to? Well, my garden here, I went and picked some tomatoes, and so it is the middle of August right now. Okay, she's got this little, see this little doodad on her hair? She's got like a little flippy flip there. Well, that little flippy flip is inconsequential to me. Her hair won't look funny if I cut it off, so I don't like to fussy cut that much, so I'm not going to keep her little flip. Anyway, so it's middle of August, and this morning when I woke up, it was 57 degrees here in the mountains, and today's high is 70. So my tomatoes are loving it. They're doing well because they're not baking like my poor little tomatoes at our other house are baking. However, I did plant a watermelon not too recently here, and he just took off. It is taking over one of my 4x8 beds, but there was nothing else in there except one pepper plant and some lettuce. And I thought the lettuce was a kind that's cut and come again, but it's not. I cut it and it never came back. So that was fine. He's just spreading out. And I even put 2 sticks on the side of his, ugh, I have an ant on my desk. Go away. On the side of his vine to keep him going in one direction, but then he grew new arms that went all over the place. So he pretty much has taken over a 4x8 bed. And I noticed today when I looked, he's got a couple tiny little watermelons, but the problem is it's mid-August and it gets colder up here faster. I don't know if those watermelons are going to have a chance to mature before it's too cold for them. I don't know. I mean, it's going to be a while before we have freezing. I just don't know how long it takes a watermelon to mature, you know, so that you can pick it and eat it. I just don't know. So anyway, I did go out this morning and I planted, for some reason I had gotten weird when I planted, I think I told you all, the 2 garden beds that don't have netting around them have, I planted onions all the way around the borders of both of those because deer don't like onions. Like, these are Egyptian walking onions, which are a kind of snow onion. But anyway, so for some reason when I did that, I missed one side of one of the beds, so it only had 3 sides covered, surrounded by onions, and then one side was not. So I thought, well, if I'm going to put kale or something in there later in the fall, that one side does not have any onions growing on it. So I went out today. I was able to actually get some onion starts at the library. They had a free giveaway. Our library has a free seed catalog, that you can go and get free seeds and stuff. But the last time I was there, they had a little bucket on the desk and it said, free, take one. And it was a whole cluster of the onion starts. And it said Egyptian walking onions. So I was like, well, okay, I'll give them a try. So this morning I went out and planted those down that one row that has no onions around it. And I had picked some tomatoes. We've gotten a lot of beautiful tomatoes now from the ones here. It's cooler here, so the plants just do so much better. At home, they get so stressed because it gets so hot. And even when you water them, you know, tomatoes are very, what's that word, temperamental about how much water they want. And cucumbers, you know, they're fine because they just need water all the time. But tomatoes, they're like, yeah, there's a point where it's like, no, now my feet are too wet. Nope, they're not wet enough. They're a little more tricky and they get stressed out, I think, a little bit more easy. Anyway, so I did that. That was fun. And what else did I do? What else did I do out in the garden? Did I do anything? No. So I was talking to one of my friends today. We went out and had coffee downtown in the little town here, which is always fun. And it was the weirdest thing because the little coffee shop we go to is like the place where people go for coffee and to find out what's going on in town and blah, blah, blah. This is the first time. We were there at 9. They open at 9. We were there probably about 9:15. They open at 9. There was nobody in there. There was one other person in there, and that's the sister of the lady who owns the coffee shop. And she left pretty much after we got there. We've never, ever been in there when there hasn't been other people in there. Yeah, she'll look good there, I think, because she's like opposite the pattern here. She's a little bit heavy, so this is a nice heavy paper, so I'm going to have to use this glue on her. Anyway, so we were the only ones in there. That was like, well, there's nobody to catch up with. But thankfully, after like 10 minutes or so, everybody started coming in. So we got to talk to some people and whatever. So I always they have vegetable quiche. It's really good. So I had my vegetable quiche. I had 2 cups of coffee. I have 2 cups of real coffee, which is like, I'm not really supposed to have caffeine because I have osteopenia and caffeine takes calcium out of your bones. But every once in a while I allow myself that. And the reason I did is because a lot of places don't have decaf on hand. Coffee shops don't have decaf on hand. So if you order decaf, you wait like forever and a day for them to get you your coffee. And I didn't want that. So I was impatient. And then we got to talking to the owner's husband. He's really nice. And we were talking to him. And then I was like, hey, you want another cup of coffee? She didn't have another cup. But I was like, hey, if I'm here, I'm having another cup of coffee. And I got some desserts for us tonight because Mr. Moss Cottage is here working. And I was out playing, so I felt bad. So I got, I didn't know what he wanted, so I got a piece of turtle cheesecake, which I think it's cheesecake with caramel and nuts and chocolate. And then I got a piece of shortbread with caramel and chocolate. Can you tell I like caramel and chocolate? He will like it too. That'll be fine. Okay, so what I do, like, I'll do a flip through of this when it's done, but what I basically do is try to find if there's like a really boring page. Now this page is not boring. It's got a print on it, and then this has a print on it, so I can skip that page. This is just grid paper here, but it's the opposite of page with something on it, but this here is kind of plain, so we're gonna do something there. Let me see, I had some stuff out too. Well, I've got lots of stuff out. I just don't know. I have no plan. I have absolutely no plan. So, but like I said, some of the stuff I'm going to, ooh, these ladies are kind of fun. Some of the stuff I'm going to sew and, let's see, I wonder if I could tear her out or if I'm going to tear her head off or something. Let's take a look and see if I can do this. Some of the elements I need to sew on, and I don't have a sewing machine here, so I'm going to have to keep an eye out to see if I can find one to bring here, because I'd really like that. I've been sewing, you know, I like to sew paper. Now, the reason I haven't sewn a lot of paper at my other place is because I have a sewing desk. My friend got me an old sewing desk, and then put a beautiful live wood top on it for me. She finished the, I'm ripping her arm off. Finished the whole top and everything with live wood. And, okay, I think I'm just going to put her here as a decoration, and then I'll put a pocket. I'll put a pocket here, I think. So I'm just going to put her down as decoration. But she's paper. She's not that thick. I think I can use a glue stick on her. Anyway, so it's right, my sewing desk at my other house is right inside the door when you come into my craft room. And you know what that means when you have a horizontal surface right by the door. Yep, it's always covered with stuff. And it's like, if I want to sew, I'm going to have to move all that stuff off the table. And so I've got to stop doing that because that's just wrong. I should be able to use my sewing machine. Isn't she cute? She's from a book. I have pages. Let's see here. I tore out some pages and pages and pages. It's from a book called What People Wore. And it's all about clothing through the ages, like fashion, I guess, whatever. But I figured that some of those could go in a sewing journal, right? So now I'm going to put a pocket here. Let me think, what am I going to make the pocket out of? Let me take a look and see. This is kind of pretty. This. All right, let's use this one. It's a heavier. It's book page, but it's not too thin. Now let me go ahead and figure out where I need to cut it. I want this side, not that side. Where's my pencil? Here it is. Let's see if I go this way, then we won't see the pencil mark, right? So let's do it right about here. All right. So yeah, so let's see. I went to town, got treats, ate my breakfast. I've been working on this a lot today after I came in from the little bit of working in the garden. Now this is a taller page, so I could put the pocket in just like that. And I think I will, because I might put something else, some trim or something, not that, but something down here. Or should I have the pocket just there? No, I'm going to make it up here because it looks kind of funny. It looks kind of funny being down here with such a long page, right? I think what I will do though is, where is there my ink? Yeah, so this book is taking me like forever and a day, and I realized today, if I'm going to make a book, I'm not going to make one that is so big. Okay, you know what, Helen, you needed to cut the notch first. I'm not going to measure one. I'm not going to make one as big as this, and I mean big, like number of pages, because it's just taking me forever to do this. I do have a lot of stuff, but it has taken me forever to do this, because if you make a pocket, then what? You've doomed yourself to have to make all the stuff to go in the pockets. So, you know, yeah. It's a lot of work. People don't realize, unless you make journals yourself, you don't realize how much work it takes. Well, I'm sure most everyone who is watching this video has made a journal. And you know. Okay. Get this on. Like that. Oh, I have an idea what I might put on this page. Hold on, let me get this because I don't want to glue my pages shut. Where's the other thing here? Yeah, so today is the last day I'm working on this journal here. So I will, oops, did I go too low there? Make sure I keep it on the page. I'm going to put this stuff away after I do this little work session with you. And then I'm going to work on the jelly plate tomorrow, because I want to show what I found, because it kind of changed, and it, you know, it might be something it might be something you all know, but I haven't really seen a lot of people do it. It's something I found on, oh no, I don't want him. I don't want a guy in here. I had an idea of what I was going to stick in here, and now I can't think of what was it. What was I going to put in here? Okay, let's see here. She's black and white. We could do this. This is a book about crochet edging, and it's got some cute colors and stuff. And then it's just got black and white. But I was thinking, because she's black and white, let's do this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna take a piece of black and white, if I can get it out here without ripping it in half. Okay, let's get a piece of the black and white. And we are going to fold it in half. Like this. This. Okay. Now that's going to be too tall for that pocket, so we need to chop it down a little bit. Go ahead and do that. Oops, I'm going to go right, oops. This cutter definitely needs a new blade, and it's my fault for not bringing one. Okay, so we're going to do that, and now what we're going to do is we're going to glue it together, and I'm just going to use glue stick because I will also later on sew it together, like maybe sew around the edges. So I just need to glue it together for 1 second here. I don't glue myself to it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And I can see I have a tiny little bit, so tiny there's no way I can use the paper cutter. Must not have been folded exactly in half, so I'm just going to trim that off. So what else has been going on up here? I think it's too cold. Holly hasn't even been outside. So if you have a cat, let me know if your cat does this. She will pick a place, and that will be her place for like 3 days, and then she won't go back to that place to sleep. Like during the day, she'll pick some place, and then she'll love that place, and then she won't love that place anymore. Okay, that's good. That's a little tag. That can be a little tag, except you can't write on it, right? So we got to get some paper to put on the back of that. Do I have any paper? No, I don't want to cut that up. What do I have here? Oh, I know what I have here. Okay. You can always use a piece of scrapbook paper that's kind of not pretty. So how big is that? I need to cut that. Let's see here. That is not centimeters. Okay, it's 2, and what is that? Okay, let's make it 2.5 by 6 1/4. 2.5 by 6 1/4. 2.5 by 6 1/4. I have to say that or I'm going to forget it. And then I'll cut it wrong. 2.5 by 6 1/4. Let's go that way. 6 1/4, which is to here. Oops. All right. You know, in a way, I like to work with my desk a mess because everything is here. But then, then again, oh no, I cut it. Oh well, then you know what? It's not the end of the world. I was gonna say I cut it where the perforation is, but that's kind of cool looking, so I'm not even gonna worry about that. And I'm gonna go ahead and glue this on with glue stick because again, this is gonna be sewn around the edges with when I get to my sewing machine. But I don't mind my desk being this messy because everything that I really need is right around me here. And so it's easy to get to everything. Oops, that's too low. Too low. Okay, let's see. There's not a lot from side to side, but we do have to go from top to bottom. Is that okay? Side to side, that's okay. Top to bottom, that's okay. So I'll go ahead and sew around this and that'll be fine. So there, so if that's a use for ugly paper you're not going to use, is use the back side if it's white for your tags. And so I just took that page, folded it in two and put this on the back and now we've got a nice tag. But won't it be fun to also put some fabric on it? Let me see what I got here. Okay, so we've got like blue here, and the tag is, I'm gonna put the tag in the black and white side there because of her. Let me see what I got fabric-wise here. I've got a little thing of fabric. Ooh, I do have this cute little fabric here. That could make a cute little tab, but that's kind of not right. Oh, how about this one? That's a little better. Okay, so let's go ahead and cut a little piece of this. Okay, like that. Okay. Yeah. And the tab will also be sewn on again, but I can't remember. I don't trust myself to remember that I'm going to do all this stuff. So I'm gluing it in place, and then when I get home, I will just finish off with the sewing machine. I think I told you all my first job ever, like my first real job, paying job, was at a fabric store when I was in high school. And my paycheck almost never made it out of there because I did like to sew. I used to sew clothes. I don't sew clothes anymore. It's been a long time since I sewn clothes. But I used to sew clothes. Both my mom and my sister sewed, and I think they were an inspiration to me. Plus, when I worked at that store, the fabric store, you know, people would come in and get a pattern and get their material or whatever, and I'd be like, oh, that's so pretty. I got to do the same thing. Ugh. Okay. Okay, so that'll be sewn around there. I'm not going to put it back in right now, but that'll look good because that's going to go right there. And that matches that, and that matches that, so that's good. I've got like different eras in this book. You know, I've got really old. Oh, okay, so here's a thing. This is the corner of this lady where I got these patterns from used to order. I don't know if it was like monthly she would get patterns or she just ordered them one at a time, but it says here's your dress pattern. This is the corner of an envelope that I tore, and I'm just putting it up here like this, and I'm going to sew around it here, and that's going to be a little tuck spot. And then I have another one somewhere up here. This one I glued in place. See, here's your dress pattern. And then I put these ladies here. And on both sides, it's a tuck spot. So I'm doing the same thing with this one, but this one, instead of gluing it in, I think I'm just gonna sew it in. And I'm just hoping I think I can get my book in, so I think that'll be fine. Okay, so where were we? We did that, we did that. We're not doing that, we didn't do that. This is a little cluster I made. That's really cute, and that's a little tuck spot. So where all these little tuck spots are, I've got to put stuff in. This is a little luster starch, like a little advertising piece. I got to put something in there. Okay, that was the middle. Then we came here. You saw me put her in. We're not doing anything there. There, we got her in. We got this pocket in. How much time are we? I'm already at 25 minutes. How is this happening? I can watch other people's videos and they can make like an entire journal from beginning to end, and it's only 23 minutes, and I can put 2 things in the book and it's over my time. All right, let's see if there's anything else we can do real quick. Let's see what else, because I've already gone over time, so I already have to rend the video, so it doesn't matter to me. I've got these cutie little girls here, and I've got a whole bunch of pattern paper. I'm thinking I might like sew some of this together to make a pocket too, but I've got these little girls. These are really cute. I'm thinking of just putting them on as a decoration. I don't know. Let me see. Hold on. What else do I have here? Hold on. I got some stuff on the floor. I'm just leaning over. So I've got some other stuff here. Oh, she's fun. Look at her. I could do some of those busts too. Oh, here's some ladies here. Here's some wonderful fashion ladies here. Let's see. What color do we have? I kind of like her. I think I might go with her. Well, the part of her, I mean, she's not a full person, but I think we're going to go with her. So I'll just cut her off and put her in. I'm just trying to think, what else have I been up to? I think I told you all that my friend was here and we did absolutely everything, and it was so fun. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, so I was talking to my friend this morning. She lives on the mountain. I say full time, but really not. She lives here like 3 months out of the year. I mean, 9 months out of the year, and then 3 months of the year she goes to South Carolina. She's got a house down there. And she has a nice garden. She likes to do gardening and stuff, and she's given me some plants for my garden, and the deer have eaten most of them. But even though they don't eat them at her place up higher on the mountain, they're eating them here. But we just decided we just have to figure out, everyone just needs to kind of figure out for themselves on the mountain what works and what doesn't work. So I'm going to have to figure out. I don't think that they will eat butterfly bush, but she said better than butterfly bush is a plant called red bee balm, which I'm not familiar with it. But she said that the red bee balm is good because the hummingbirds like it too, not just the bees and pollinators, but the hummingbirds like the red bee balm too. And she said that's like prolific up where she is. I mean, she planted it, but it's doing super well. And okay, so I think I'm going to keep the color because I like it. Should I cut that? Yeah, I guess I need to cut that. You're not finished cutting, Helen. Her foot is sticking out of the image, so you need to cut that. Yeah, so I think I might plant some bee balm next year, red bee balm. So what I'm going to do is go to all my let's see, we've got Lowe's and there are some nurseries around me. I'm going to go when I get back and see if they have got stuff on sale. like, because it's the end of the season, if they've got some perennials for sale, and I'll see what I can do. I think Russian sage is another one that the deer won't eat. All right, I'm going to push her to the side and the bottom like that, but I think she looks really cool there. I like her there. I could make her a tuck spot, but I'm afraid with her little hand that might get, you know, wrecked to put in stuff in and out. Her hand's going to get hooked, so I don't think I'm going to do that. But I do need to get her little toe there. It's cool how they did this, that she's like in a frame, but her foot and her hand are sticking out. All right. Oh, I can hear Mr. Moss Cottage must have finished work. He's watching soccer now. Okay. So if you hear soccer in the background, I apologize. Okay. Alrighty. I have to do a little exercise. I don't know. He's watching TV where I exercise. The only space that I have to exercise. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. I might just go outside and walk up and down my driveway a little bit because it's so steep. It really gets your heart rate up. I don't really want to take a walk. I'm kind of leery about taking a walk by myself right now with the bears out. I mean, I do have my bear spray, but I don't know if I'm going to do that. Okay, all right, so she's in there. She's kind of cool. And, you know, if someone wants to journal, they can journal here, and then they can journal on her dress, because that's really cool. I want to make sure her hand's down. Okay, like I said, I will do a complete flip through of this, but there's still tons of work on this. And like I said, I am never making a journal this big again because it's got, I think, 12 to 13 pages per signature, and there's 2 signatures. So you got every page, and then when there's a pocket, of course, you got to put something in it. Where there's a tuck spot, you got to put something in it. So yeah, it's tons of work. Tons and tons of time. But I was glad I got to talk to you all. And okay, so I promise this stuff's going away next time, either to probably, let's see, today will be Thursday when this is up. I think by either Saturday or Sunday I will have the jelly print video up for you, because I want to show you what I saw, and something I saw on Pinterest, and I didn't think about it. But then when I started doing it, I was on my gel plate. I was like, yeah, okay, people need to know this extra step because it's super cool. All right, guys, I hope you liked this video and just played along with me, glued stuff, cut stuff, whatever. I love having you guys along with me. It makes it so much more fun than just plodding along by myself. So please give me a thumbs up if you haven't subscribed to my channel. I ask that you do. And until the next video, I hope you're all truly blessed. Bye-bye.